news for current Yamaha R1 owners is that your bike is still part of long lineage of superbikes, feared on the street and on the track. An icon in the industry, even. The bad news is that your bike is now mostly obsolete. Almost any street-going superbike, really, has just taken a discernible step backward in terms of how it stacks up to the cutting edge. To take such a huge leap forward, Yamaha contemplated and redesigned seemingly every part of the motorcycle. In addition, there was a serious shift in the philosophy. Yamaha admitted that for previous R1 models the focus of development was on road-going performance, but that is no longer the case. For 2015 the orientation of the R1 is trek first, everything else second. Just how painstaking is the process of creating a new from-the-ground-up superbike to take on the likes of Aprilia, BMW, and Ducati? Let's start with a few numbers, as examples. Pistons are larger but 8.5 grams lighter than the previous R1s. The clutch is 7% smaller in diameter and 19% lighter. The bores, intake valves, and exhaust valves are all larger, yet the engine is 1.3 inches narrower at the crank axis. The engine as a whole is 8.8 pounds lighter than before, but is more powerful than ever. Cast magnesium wheels save 1.9 pounds, while the new gas tank is formed from 3 sheets of aluminum and is 3.5 pounds lighter. Talk about race ready, that's a number plate first and light second. The running lights, thin strips along the lower edge, and the main beams are LED. If that Ram Air Scoop looks familiar, that's because it was copied directly from the M1 MotoGP bike, in function and style. The list goes on, but the upshot of all of this laborious engineering, Yamaha claims, is a 439-pound wet weight, 197 horsepower, and overall, the most technologically advanced motorcycle Yamaha has ever put into production. Note, we're told the horsepower claim will be less for us bikes, and weight will likely be a few pounds higher due to a more complicated exhaust pipe. We will test and update this as soon as we have a bike in our shop. Beyond putting each part under the microscope and shaving weight by the gram, Yamaha went to great lengths to make sure each piece was doing its job as wholly and efficiently as possible. Company test riders from all over the world were flown to Japan to ride Yamaha's M1 MotoGP machine in order to set goals for how the new R1 should behave. Racers too, Josh Hayes and Valentino Rossi did their part in contributing to the development of the R1. During the technical presentation, Yamaha went so far as to call it a MotoGP bike for every rider. Fitting, then, that our test took place at Eastern Creek Raceway's Brabham Circuit, 2.8 miles and 18 turns of undulating, former Grand Prix pavement located 25 miles west of Sydney, Australia. The track's diversity of fast sweepers, obnoxiously tight hairpins, and blind crests meant the ultimate test of building confidence, something the new R1 does extremely well. A new seat is an inch higher, as well as wider and flatter front to back to allow the rider to move around more easily. It's also unlikely to win any awards for plush comfort. Note the hollow tail section that barely masks the magnesium subframe. It starts with a much different riding position, with both the foot pegs and seat being raised. The saddle is an inch taller for 2015 at 33.9 inches, to create 10 mm more legroom, and over 2 inches more each from the center of the seat to the clip-ons. The result is a commanding riding position, suitable for the track. For the street it will feel aggressive, and the seat is very thin. Engaging first gear and putting out of the pits, the shorter internal gear ratios are noticeable. First through fourth gears have been shortened, and final drive gearing is also shorter. The engine revs more freely at low RPM, too, despite the focus of tuning for the new mill being on high RPM power output. Yamaha claims the livelier feel comes from a multitude of small changes, from rocker arm cam followers that allow lighter valve springs to an improved oiling system and less counterbalance weight for the crankshaft. Once at speed, the new engine feels incredibly smooth, while still emitting that lovely, cross-plane growl that has come to define the R1 over the past 6 years. A new quick shifter system, QSS, is standard equipment these days if you want to be taken seriously in the super sport category, and it works beautifully. Link brakes, or UBS, for unified braking system, are a new feature on the 2015 R1, with front brake application applying pressure to the rear rotor, but not vice versa, above 12 miles per hour. Sadly, our test was limited with hubs. It was disabled almost immediately for better track performance. A full road test will likely bring to light some of the sacrifices Yamaha has made for track performance, but in our limited low-speed experience with the new R1 it seems perfectly docile. It's when the pace picks up that the R1 truly impresses. As quickly as the variable length intake stacks rise up and allow the engine to breathe through shorter velocity stacks, the R1 switches from a calm, smooth, sporty machine into a razor-sharp track weapon. Thank you for watching this video. Check our channel to watch more videos.